Tony, Challenge Cup semi-final, big game coming up. You had a tough game last week against Catalan. Was that the perfect preparation for another tough encounter?
Yeah, I think so. I'd like to think so. I think it was a good, intense game, and that's what we needed. And I think that prepares you well, and we come through it, pretty well considering. It was very physical, but we haven't got that many bumps and bruises. We've come through with a couple of concerns, but I think we come through pretty well. But I think it's a real shot in the arm for us to play at that sort of intensity. The boys enjoy playing in games like that, and when they have to raise their levels, and I think that gets you ready for raising your levels again this week. So that's what we're aiming to do.
You say you've got a couple of concerns. Who are your main concerns?
It was obviously the main one's Lee. Lee didn't quite make the game last week. He wasn't quite right on game day, so that had an impact on us. And we're hoping that he's fit and healthy for the game this week. However, if he's not, we've got some very capable replacements there who did a fantastic job on Monday evening. The other one is Trent Waterhouse. He's had some concerns over his eye. He didn't play the second half of the match last week. He had some bleeding in the eye, and however, he's everything indicates that he should be okay. So, but we won't take any risks with him. If he's not right come Sunday, he won't play. But other than those two, we're in pretty good shape.
How's Michael Monaghan?
Yeah, he's fine. Yeah, he's fine. He played well and got some good game time under his belt, and he's ready to go.
How's Richie Myler taking it, missing out on the game last Monday? And obviously he missed out on Wembley last year. He must be thinking now in the back of his mind, oh no, I'm not going to miss out again, am I?
Oh, I'm sure he's thinking, he doesn't want to get into that position where he's missing out again for the final, but he's fine about this week. He understands. He's had 80 minutes and a little bit of time in the nines, which hasn't been a great prep. He probably hasn't had the preparation that he would like, and he fully understands the situation. So over the next few weeks, we'll certainly get Rich and some others in some game time and get them back into full game sort of preparation. So he understands it's all part of it. It's not ideal for him. He would have loved to have been playing the last number of weeks, and even at the moment we've got no under-20s games going on at the moment till the end of July, so it's hard for these boys to get a run anywhere except for in the first team. But circumstances for a few of these boys, Dave Solomon is in the same boat, and Reece Evans needs some game time along with Matty Blythe, and etc. So it's difficult for them at the moment, but they understand. They understand the situation, and they're going to do their best to get themselves back into great form, and and down the track, force their way back in the team on a regular basis.
It must be quite a tough task keeping them all happy and focused when they can't get in the first team.
I don't know. Yeah. Hey, listen, they're all rugby league players. They want to be in the team each and every week, but they also understand what a healthy squad we've got, and the depth that we've got, and they also understand, the circumstances we've got at each, and those things are pointed out to them. They have initial disappointments when they're not in the team, but then they get on with things. They understand, and they do their best to get themselves back into the form that they are capable of, and they're fine with it. It's hard for them, and it's hard for the coaches to leave them out. I'd love to be able to tell them each and every week, all of them, that they're in the team. But when you're really fit and healthy like we are, generally speaking, we've got a couple of concerns for this week. But aside from that, we've got Simon Griggs who's out. And that's it. We've got a lot of fit and healthy people. So I've got to get them into game fitness over the next number of weeks, and have some real headaches for further down the track.
Turning away from the Cup and looking at the league, you're second at the moment, 3 points behind Wigan. Last season you finished top. Do you think that 3 points is going to be a tough ask to make up the difference now?
Who knows? Don't care. We'll be in there fighting in each and every game and trying our best in each and every game, and we'll end up where we deserve to end up. I think we're in a similar position this time last year, and we ended up being first, but whether we are or we're not. I'm not breaking my neck about where we are at the moment. It's at the end of 27 rounds, you'll end up where you deserve to be, and from there you then go the next bit and the next bit after that. So we're happy to have fit and healthy bodies, and we're happy that we're up there around that part of the competition that shows we've been fairly consistent. And I've also got the task of getting some people back fit and healthy, and some game time as well. So over the next little while there'll be a number of changes to the team. Once again, we're not going to flog these people right through to the end and keep the same team and pick out the same players to play over and over and over again. Otherwise they'll burn out, and they'll also be injured. It was important for us last year to finish first in a massive way, for the club's sake and our own sake. We've never been recognised as being the most consistent team in the competition. It was important that we struck that, and we hit that, and we did that last year. That was an important moment for us as a team, but for us as a club. Is it the same sort of importance to get that title this year? Probably not. It's what we're trying to do is manage our team to make sure that we've got as many fit and healthy and informed players as we can to choose from for all those matches at the back end of the season. And if we got that, we'll be happy. If that means that we come first, great. If it means we're second, third, fourth, I wouldn't want to finish too much further down than fourth. But I think we're capable of whichever players I pick between now and the end of the season that we perform and are able to get a win in each and every game if we play to our potential. But some days you have bad days. We had one of those not so long ago, and some of that was down to me leaving out the international players. But I still think the quality of players that we had in the team was capable of winning that game, and I'll stand by that for the remainder of the season. And some people won't like that or agree with it, but it's also up to me to make sure that we manage their bodies as best we can.
How would you feel as though the teams competing this season compared to last season?
Very similar. I think we may not have been as dominant in some games or scoreline wise as last year, but that probably stands us in better stead. We've had some closer games and we've had to graft it, but in terms of wins and losses, it's almost identical. It's very, very similar, but for and against is probably different this year, and some of that's down to rotation of team, and some of that's even within games. There's times where I've taken players off at a time when we could really go on and dominate, and I'm putting them in cotton wool for the following week, or for the fact that we're going to play them. We want those players fit and healthy in 10 weeks' time, rather than just to gain a few more points on this team. Some people would disagree with that once again, and that's fine. But that's the approach that I've taken along with the coaching staff, and the players have bought in with it. They understand, and I may well have cost us some points in terms of our for and against at different stages. But to have only one player on the injury list at this stage of the year, I think shows that there's benefits in what we're doing.
Okay, Tony, as always, thank you for your time. Good luck in the Challenge Cup semi-final, and let's hope Warrington as a town can celebrate another Wembley appearance.
That'd be great.
Cheers.